This is literally the hack to help you really manufacture your credit report to be what you want it to be. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, what's more important, your credit score or your credit profile? Credit score or credit profile? Okay, time's up. It's your credit profile. Okay, credit score is important. Your credit score can fluctuate. Super easy, very easy to manipulate. I know people with 800 scores with a horrible profile, nothing built out. Your profile says you are fundable, you can be lent to. Okay, it shows your track record. Your score just shows your behavior, but your credit report shows, your credit report actually shows your your credit profile shows that you are lendable. Okay, so they want to see when somebody's pulling up and you're applying for a $50,000 loan and you've only had a $1,500 loan or a $2,000 loan. Do you think they're going to give it to you? Most likely not. Okay, especially in 2023. They want to see what other people have lent you. They want to see your payment history. They want to see how quick you paid it off. A pledge loan is a really easy way to hack that. Basically, what that is in a nutshell, okay, and we'll bring Joe at the end where he can kind of explain that really well because he's super articulate with this. But basically, you can actually have a pledge loan up to $100,000, believe it or not. So you can manufacture whatever trade line you want to show up on your report. Okay, what happens is let's say it's $20,000. You call them up, say, I want to start a pledge loan for $20,000. You deposit $20,000 in a savings account. They then freeze that money. They create a trade line of $20,000. They give you a loan against the money that you have in your savings account. Once that is there, then they release those funds back to you. And then you can pay 80 to 90% of that off once it reports to your bureaus. Okay, the biggest mistake is people just go ahead and get antsy and do it right away. No, you want the full amount to report to the bureau so that way they can see, boom, it hit the report at this type of limit. And then you would then pay that off 80, 90% after that is shown. So that way the next month they could see, oh, wow, they paid that down 80 to 90%. Okay, we can talk about that more, but it's a massive way to credit hack your profile. Okay, as you can see right here, you guys can look this up, certified pledge loans, Navy Federal, you'll get this document. Okay, but you can see right here that you can do $100,000 trade lines right there. I'm not making that up. Everything I'm saying here is in writing. Okay, so it's really a great way to borrow your own money. Okay, I don't know any other program out here that is so easy to manufacture installment loans. This is manufacturing an installment loan. You can do as many of these as you want. Okay, there's a strategy to that, of course. You can ask your questions at the end, but it's very, very helpful. So when you need to have a loan and you have bad credit, this is a great way to do that. Most people in credit repair will tell you this: don't apply for anything new. Why? Because they want to keep the illness going, right? So while they're going at the negatives, this is a great positive blood flow to add, because making payments on time is massive. Right? Being able to start putting fresh blood in your profile is important. Okay. So when they're telling you not to apply for anything, I would argue with them, say, no, go tell them to go get a pledge loan. Tell them to get the biggest pledge loan that they can possibly afford to invest in their credit. So while you're working on the negatives and disputing the negatives, they could be adding profile credit trade lines that are going to be positive to their profile and really help them in the long run. Most people won't tell you that because they want to maintain the illness instead of cure the illness. And no, I don't do credit repair, so don't ask me. But that's right there, so you guys can see that. The second thing is a secured credit card. We're going to look into this. This is a hard pull from TransUnion, okay? It's a hard pull from TransUnion, and not everybody is actually accepted for this, but most people are. I would say 80 to 90% of people are, okay? So let's look at it, okay? You're going to deposit $200 into your membership savings account before submitting your application. So you have to have the money in your savings account before you actually apply for this. If approved, they're going to pull from TransUnion and you can actually pre-qualify. So you're going to put $200 in your savings account. You'll then pre-qualify to make sure that this card shows up under pre-qualification. Once it does, they'll hold the deposit in your account as your card's credit limit. Okay. So if you want a higher credit limit, put more money in there. Okay. So you can actually manufacture your own revolving line of credit based on the amount that you put in the savings account. Okay. So as you use your card, you'll earn rewards. That's the really cool thing. Most secured cards don't have a rewards program. That's amazing. So number one, they'll let you pre-qualify for it so you don't waste a hard pull. Number two, they'll let you put the amount in your savings account that you want to be your credit line, right? And then check this out. After 3 months, you could be eligible to for an upgrade that provides you additional credit without additional security deposits. So they'll raise your limit for you. Whether your credit limit is increased will depend on your current credit limit and other factors. How you're spending. Are you paying on time? Okay. Then at 6 months, we'll review your credit card account monthly to see if you're eligible to have your savings account hold removed and then your credit card account upgraded to a cash rewards unsecured card. On-time payments and keeping your balance under the credit limit will improve your chances of the credit card being upgraded to an unsecured card. So let's unpack that. What that means is you say, hey, Dan, I have horrible credit. I need to get my credit together. Great, go to Navy Federal. I want you to do two things. I want you to get an installment loan with Navy Federal, pledge loan, boom, no credit check. Put as much money in there as you can, create a loan product right there. Let that thing start building credit for you. Number two, I want you to do a revolving line of credit. They're both different. Revolving is a credit card. Installment is a loan, right? Number two, I want you to do the secured credit card. And I want you to be able to come in with something healthy, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to start off with, okay? And I want you to put that in your savings account. I want you to pre-qualify, make sure that you get the card, okay? Then I want you to pay your balance in full every single month. I don't even want you leaving a balance. I want you paying your balance in full every single month. Treat it like a debit card. I said, treat it like a debit card. If you cannot afford it, don't buy it. Okay. We use credit responsibly here. This is not for Jordans. This is for acquiring assets to build wealth. So literally, if you cannot afford something, don't put it on your credit card. Straight up. When you're building your credit, do not play the game that others are playing. If you can't afford it, don't get it. Okay. But what I want you to do is use a secured card like a debit card. Treat it like it's a Dave Ramsey card. Okay. Treat it just like a debit card. And every single month, use that secured card just like you would with a debit card or any credit card. Now you have transactions going through. Now you're paying it off in full. And in a half a year, they'll unsecure it and they'll be able to raise your credit limit for you. That's called investing in your credit. So you using one hard pull, that secured card got to graduate in 6 months. And now you're off to the races with an amazing relationship with Navy Federal. Okay. Having a pledge loan is going to also help you get that card unsecured even quicker. All right. Now, let's look at this. Okay. You don't want to carry a balance because it's going to be 18%. Okay. No annual fees, no balance transfer fees, no foreign transaction fees, and no cash advance fees. So what does that mean, Eduardo? You can go to Mexico City and you can use this card without having to worry about getting a foreign transaction fee. All right. What does that mean, Mallory? That means literally you don't pay an annual fee to this card, right? It's really nice. You also get 1x points per dollar spent back as well. Okay. So it's a really, really good card and they pull from TransUnion.